everyone. It's International Women's Week, and on occasion of that, and also the fact that it's going to be International Women's Day on March 8th, today at the Radio Dehotties studios, we have invited a woman entrepreneur, a woman health and a wellness coach, and also a dear woman friend of mine, and that is Prajwala Darog from Bright and Light Wellness, who's joining us today to talk to us a little bit about how us women can pick up some tips and tricks to lead a more healthy and well life, or what we like to call bright and well life, because she's from Bright and Light Wellness. So hi Praj, how are you doing?
Hi, Faltu. I'm doing well. Thank you. How are you?
Doing really well. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for doing this for all our women bandhus out there.
Sure. It's a pleasure.
Yeah. So I'm going to, at the outset, ask you, through your experience at Bright and Light Wellness, you would have encountered several women who come to you for coaching, right? Wellness coaching. So could you talk to us a little bit about some of the most prevalent conditions or health concerns that you've seen amongst women?
Yes, the most prevalent ones would be, I think, hypothyroidism and PCOS.
Okay.
And sometimes infertility. Yeah.
So when you say hypothyroidism, how does it manifest, or how does one know that they have it? Is it something that a doctor diagnoses? Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. In most cases, the doctor would have already diagnosed. But usually what happens is by the time a woman realizes that she has this condition, it's usually late.
Okay.
Because we wait till we gain weight, or we notice hair fall, or, those are some of the
physical manifestations.
The symptoms
Okay.
of hypothyroidism.
Okay.
And then we go to the doctor, and the doctor diagnoses us with hypothyroidism. And but most often than not, hypothyroidism is related to stress. Stress makes it worse.
Oh, wow.
It's usually stress that causes hypothyroidism.
Whoa.
So once we address what is causing this stress and how we can cope up with it, then it's usually the body heals itself.
Okay. And you talked about PCOS. Is that we hear that all the time, that it's very prevalent, especially in the South Asian community as well. So could you talk to us a little bit about some of the symptoms and, what people are doing, and how can our bandhus actually deal with the symptoms of PCOS? Or
Yes, yeah. So it's mostly seen in women, in teenage girls or women in their 20s.
Okay.
And PCOS is again caused due to improper lifestyle.
Okay.
Most girls or most women who have PCOS lead a very sedentary lifestyle. And one thing that they can do, the symptoms include like irregular periods or excessive hair growth, and sometimes weight gain. In very few women, there is also weight loss.
Okay.
Excessive weight loss.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, and those are some of the symptoms, some of the common symptoms. Now, the symptoms can vary from person to person. And so one thing they can do to change their lifestyle is like one step towards a better lifestyle would be get more active.
Right.
Even just like going up and down the stairs a couple of times a day would be a good start. Walking is a great start.
Okay.
Strength training and all those things, they can build it on later on.
Right.
But to start off with, walking is a great way to help with PCOS.
Wonderful. For those of you who are watching this is Prajwala Darog, and we're in conversation with her. She's from Bright and Light Wellness, and she's a holistic health and wellness coach who is located right here in the San Francisco Bay Area. She's also featured on our shows on the Radio Dehotties Pam Pam Evening Drive Show, and she comes on air every alternate Thursday to talk to us about how we can lead a bright and well life. So, Praj, I'm going to ask you about very important, I would say a dialogue that all women need to have, because every one of us almost goes through the three big phases in our life. When a girl hits puberty, pregnancy and menopause. Huge changes that happen at each stage.
Right.
So talk to us a little bit about how we can be better prepared, and what can we possibly do to mitigate some of the not so interesting symptoms that we face, and at the same time lead a bright and well lifestyle during those periods.
Sure, yeah, that's a very interesting question, actually. And these 3 phases make us beautiful, make us the women that we are. I think these are the phases that are worth celebrating.
Right.
So I would say for puberty, when a girl hits puberty, there's a lot of body changes that is happening. Physically, emotionally, mentally, there's a lot of changes that women go through as they go through these 3 phases.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Especially for puberty, I would suggest teenage girls or boys, they tend to get hungrier.
Yeah.
During this phase.
Yeah.
And they want to eat, and if there's no healthy food available, they want to eat junk food.
Right.
This is the phase where they want to eat pizza and French fries and all these other junk foods, right?
Yeah.
So having healthier options at home is a great start, because especially teenage girls, they tend to get like a little bit of they tend to get self-aware and self-conscious about their body.
Correct. Yeah.
So having healthy food available is a great idea. This will encourage them to eat healthy, which in turn helps them with their self-image and their self-confidence and everything.
Right. But then there's also this fad that we've noticed. I mean, we run a teen show, right, on Radio Dehotties. We've noticed that some of these girls really overdo it. Like, they go on these health fads and diets, and they're not necessarily fat or they're not overweight, but they will not eat. They'll cut out dairy. They'll cut out, so many different things. So talk to us a little bit about why is that good? Or why is it important to have a well-rounded meal?
Yes, because one, it'll help them stay fit and active and healthy. Okay, a healthy body will lead to a healthy mind. Most girls in the teenage years succumb to peer pressure.
Correct.
There's always this, they look at all these magazines and they want to look like models, and they think that if I starve and deprive myself of food, then I'm going to look like her.
Right.
But that's not true. Your body is meant to be a certain way, and that's how it's going to be. Treat your body well, and you will realize that it's great.
Yeah.
It's your temple.
Yeah.
Right? So I think as parents, we should help our girls understand that.
Yeah.
Their body is beautiful the way it is.
Yeah.
And encourage them to eat healthy, because that's going to help them in the long run.
So replace those macaroni and cheese boxes with possibly, I don't know, cut fruit or veggies or something, steamed veggies at home, or salads.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of options. Like my son loves French fries, so I make him healthy sweet potato fries, baked sweet potato fries at home. And pizza, again, pizza is something that every teenager loves, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I love pizza too. But you can probably make the pizza with cauliflower crust, and, those are some of the easy swaps that you can make. And my website has tons of those recipes.
Right, and that is brightandlightwellness.com. So really quickly, pregnancy and menopause, if you can tell us really quickly some quick tips that can help our women navigate these two.
Sure. As I said, pregnancy is another beautiful phase, and I thoroughly enjoyed my pregnancies. And the misconception that women have is when they get pregnant is that they have to eat for 2, and that's not true. They need to eat for themselves. The baby will get the nourishment that it wants and needs on its own.
Right.
Just eat for yourself. Make sure that you're eating healthy, so you have enough resources, enough nutrients to nourish the baby later on once it's out.
Right.
And as for menopause, I think it's another beautiful yet challenging phase in a woman's life, where her estrogen levels are dropping. That causes a lot of fluctuations in her hormones and in the way she feels. So becoming mindful and aware of how her body is feeling is very important.
Okay.
Try to stay active. Try to practice some breathing techniques that will help you get through that difficult phase.
Yeah.
It is going to help you emotionally and mentally get through this phase of menopause.
Absolutely. And, probably practice wisdom skills. Listen to the wisdom therapy segment on Good Morning Bay, or maybe just come to the wisdom workshops that Dr. Shawnee carries out over here. But, Praj, thank you so much for taking the time out today. Really means a lot to us. And, on behalf of Bright and Light Wellness Radio Dehotties, we'd like to wish every woman who's watching this out there, wish you all a very, very happy Women's Day, and also Women's Week, and a year ahead, in fact. And we just want you to know that we love you the way you are. Thank you so much for being you. So thank you, Prajwala, and also wish you a very happy Women's Day.
Thank you, Faltu. Wish you a very happy Women's Day as well, and to you all as well.